Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be doing something a little different. I've been doing mostly the animation stuff. This is something that I still would categorize. This is comic books. I am a very big fan of comics in general. I'm newer to the hobby, but about a year in, give or take. I'm still learning and getting to know things. But this is the new weekly. I think it's like 41024 technically speaking. Today's the 12th. I get my books delivered to me through mail. Just so you guys know, I recommend Rhinos Comics. I have no association with them in the terms of like, I don't work with them. I only buy from them. And I'm friends with some of the people there, so I would recommend them. They also have really good packaging. You can get your stuff in stores at Rhinos Comics, Rochester, New York, or you can order through whatnot.com through via the pull box. The pull box, you can get back issues, you can get new issues, and yeah, it's just really awesome guys, um, really hardworking guys. And if you do get entered into the pull list and get successfully in, you can check out your buddy JD. He also has a demonstration on how the pull box works as well. Anyway, a lot of new stuff this week. What I mean, a lot of new stuff is a big one for me. It's a big one. So I'm a big Spawn fan, and this week we had something huge come out. So this is called Rat City. Oop, if I can show it, it's the new Spawn series that is in the future, and the character, give or take, he gets his Spawn powers from these legs. So that's really cool. I got the blink because I get every cover of Spawn whenever it comes out. It's the cheapest book that you can get on the market, and that's something I love about it because for the same price of one book, I can get both covers because they don't do ratios since it's so cheap to begin with. And yeah, that's my big new book this week. Um, let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's another big one. If you haven't been reading this series, you're missing out. Transformers. This is number 7, I believe. Yep, number 7. This is fantastic. The one of the best indie series you can get into currently. I know they have Void Rivals. I haven't read that, but I have been reading this. Haven't read any of the side stuff. Just this alone is good from what I know, and I'm sure the other stuff is very good. So it's had really good reception, stuff around it. GI Joe, Transformers, all together, mesh piled. You know what I mean? If you're into that type of thing, mech suits, military, all that, check it out. Love it. Really great. Up, here we go. This is a book I've been pulling but not reading. I will say it's probably what I would consider borderline. It's not garbage like Todd McFarlane. I love your stuff, but this book I just don't think is your best. I think it's like a side thing, and honestly, it's kind of gimmicky in its own way. But I collect it because I'm a Spawn collector. But we have Scorched. It's getting up there number wise. What is this? 28. So we got Scorched 28, cover A, cover B. I believe this is the cover A right here. I could be wrong. They look so similar that it's hard to tell. But yeah, I've not been too stoked on that series. I just pull it because I'm a Spawn collector, and I know that's stupid, but it's like collecting for an artist. I do it because it's based around the character, and they're affordable. And I did read it, and I didn't hate it, but it's not one I find super interesting because it's one of the few books at the time where you had to have the Spawn knowledge ahead of time to know who everyone was on the team, and like, there's like other characters that show up and you're kind of confused. But that's how I felt. Now, controversial one here. Um, we have Edge of the Spider Verse number 3, or is it 3 or 2? Yep, 3. Featuring Star Spider and starring Web Weaver as well. So Spider is supposed to be, yeah, he's supposed to be like their Cosmic Spider-Man. I don't really know how I feel about this. I don't even know if I want to open this. This is kind of what you call a crappy spec buy that probably won't be worth anything because there's so many of them. It's like all the spoiler covers you see these days. I wouldn't waste your money on them because they're gonna have 10 billion of them by the time that it comes to the stores. And yeah. Next one. This is a series a lot of people didn't like much, and I do understand, but this is something I think it's all right. It's all right for what it is. You get Thundercats, and who did this cover? Declan Shalvey. Declan Shalvey, I believe. It's either that or Drew Moss. Not sure. I'm not really good at this. But very beautiful cover. I'm new to the Thundercats. You know, I'm a late bloomer when it comes to Thundercats, but they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. That and He-Man, pretty sick. It's not the greatest series of all time, but I would definitely pick it up over Spider-Verse for sure. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. At least that's trying to have like some real fun. The other one is a big time cash grabber. But hey, that's just politics, man. Buy what you like at the end of the day. And I support that. Back issues. Here we go. We got some a little different. Some I've never bought before. Got my first Detective Comics. This is 413. Really cool cover. If I could be wrong, guys, don't persecute me in the comments. I don't know every villain, every hero. It's Ragul. Is that the name of the character, right? But I love these old covers. I've been getting a lot of the Action Comics. I will say, guys, Action Comics is really good to get into, the older stuff especially, because a lot of it's cheaper. Detective Comics, unfortunately, a lot of the keys and stuff are way up there. But you can get some pretty cool stuff that's Action Comics for fairly cheap, it seems. I learned that through what Tom McFarlane was talking about. I'm like, oh, maybe it's not so bad. And it's like back in the past. Anyway, give or take, guys, this is my thoughts. Good week. Maybe we do a review on the Rat City. That's the one I'm most hyped up for. Could talk about the standing point of Thundercats. And 1 second. Nothing better than a Sprite, man. Ad free. But from there, DC wise, I forgot to talk about it. I'll talk about 2 books that I very much love, and it's got to be my DC books. So outside of these, I got 2 DC books. You'll never guess what I got. So I got Batman and Dylan Dog, and that one was awesome. It's just fun. So now it's got into like a guy dies, one of the Dylan Dog's villains dies, and Zabras, Dr. Zabras or something like that. I don't know. It's just like one of the guys dies. Joker basically brings him back alive, and they have to like go to hell and see if he's there. And it's like John Constantine was in the 2nd issue. It's really good. I won't sit there and say, "Oh, this is the best story ever." You have to read it. It's got some comedy. It's got some fun in it. And Dylan Dog is like your James Bond type of character, give or take. He's like a detective, sort of a shitty detective. So I would say he's kind of the opposite of Batman. But yeah, it's a fun, good book. But my favorite book is Batman the First Knight. Takes back in time, back to the 30s. Real Batman. It's not the greatest of all time because, it's not the greatest of all time in the 2nd issue. 1st issue was really good. It has gore. It has the aesthetic that I look for in a book about a hero, and the time period actually adds to it. It feels like actual detective. I don't know. I felt that one, and it's been better than a lot of the garbage I've read from DC recently. Maybe that's my fault because I haven't really went into any of the jumping points. No action comics, no detective comics. Just, you know what I mean? I get into one, I have to keep buying them forever. And that's something I try to stay away from. So I've dropped a bunch of books, including the Titans. Shazam it wasn't too bad actually. Shazam, it was just a fun book, but I dropped that. Turtles Adventures, I just a bunch of stuff I dropped this year, but no, Batman the First Night, probably one of the best things I've read from DC. The real reason it didn't sell as well as it did has to be that it's a bigger DC book. It's the Black Label, and Black Labels, I guess, are just the bigger books. But they do have profanity and, gore containing in those. So I gotta say, those are pretty good. And the First Night had really good people behind it to begin with. I'd have to look at it again, but it's really good. Best DC I've read this week. And yeah, that's my pick of the week. It's definitely Batman the First Night. I'm gonna get to this other stuff, and maybe Rat City will take me beyond. But it's gonna be hard. Batman the First Night was solid. It's got foundation. Anyway, guys, stay safe and peace.